Hi, my name is Sanjiv Sachdev, and welcome to this session on unleashing profitability with big data and analytics. In the session today, we're going to cover how data is used today and how we feel about data, the cost and the value of data. We'll also talk about the various IT data sources that exist and we contend with today, but also more importantly, how that data is used. We'll move on to the topic of analytics and how analytics engines can help us wade through that lake of data to create actionable insights. And we'll relate that at the end towards how the serviceware financial solution can ingest, consume large scattered complex data sets to create actionable insights. And then finally, a couple of thoughts on how I see data in 2021. So today, I think it's fair to say that we all kind of experienced a data overload. The pandemic has resulted in an increased use in cloud facilities. So online food shopping has doubled. We're working more and more from home. We don't go and see our doctors. We kind of do consultations online or even old-fashioned by the phone. There's been a continued growth of that surge in online banking, but also there's been an increase in the demand for entertainment services, so such as video streaming or also video gaming online. That has resulted in masses of data, meaning IT leaders, IT teams can sometimes feel overwhelmed about the amount of data that's coming in and how to make sense of it. I think it's fair to say today that data is generally cluttered, if not messy. It can be unstructured in many instances. It can also exist in many different formats. But as we all know, it can be of varying quality. And finally, it can be hard to get hold of. It's hard to access. All of this creates a cost, which can impact the decisions and strategies of an enterprise. For instance, it's estimated that poor data quality resulting in poor decision making or the wrong business strategy is costing the US economy $3.1 trillion every year. Think about that. $3.1 trillion every year has been attributed to poor data quality. That is not an insignificant sum. Other surveys suggest that most businesses say it's difficult and costly to manage and analyze unstructured data, and that is causing them a problem. Nearly 9 out of 10 IT leaders report data silos are creating business challenges. And then finally, in September 2020, which was last year, a survey commissioned by the company Druva, who asked 700 IT leaders on both sides of the Atlantic, they found that 41% of respondents said the data they collect is not readily available or accessible when making decisions. So the question is, how do they make those decisions? Nearly half of those asked said their organization can only survive for 4 hours without access to data before serious harm is caused to their business. Nearly 8 out of 10 of those asked saw data management and data protection as a competitive business advantage. And interestingly, the last point here is access to data is now the second biggest obstacle to implementing a successful digital transformation strategy. That comes after budget and finances. We can see that data has a cost if it's not right, but it also has a value. In 2017, The Economist, as we all may remember, said data was more valuable than oil. The following year, CEO Today said data is a commodity, but the real impact comes from analysing that data. And I do believe with the next point as well, is that organisations that can deliver actionable insights from data can prosper and succeed. More recently, Professor John Norton in 2019 from the Open University here in the UK said, the new digital economy runs on data. And I think even more interestingly is that large quantities of data creates a barrier to entry and strengthens the incumbent. If you take a step back, think about how much Amazon knows about your purchasing, how much Google knows about what you're curious about, and what Facebook knows about what you like and dislike. For someone else to come in and replicate that will take a significant amount of time, money, and effort. And finally, the Chief Marketing Officer of MuleSoft, Lindsay Irvin, said, an organization's success is about unlocking the data wherever it exists in a way that helps deliver value faster. As I mentioned earlier, we'll talk about IT data sources. And as we all know, there are many, if not too many data sources that IT has to contend with. And this is probably going to grow as we kind of embrace the cloud more and we get all that data from our cloud providers. But in short, the data that IT has access to is scattered. It's across many different systems, be it on-premise or in the cloud. It, by its nature, is very complex. And finally, there is a lot of that data. It's sizable, it's chunky. You can't analyze that data and get meaningful insights using a solution such as Excel. Because there's so much data, it's primarily used for tracking and monitoring purpose, not for improving operations. So it tends to be more reflective than proactive. CIOs are using data in splendid isolation to make decisions without always looking at the full picture. The challenge for IT leaders is how to use all these large unstructured data sets to optimize the processes and the services that they offer. We know this data exists because we've seen it all there on the previous slide, but it needs to be in an easily managed and easily analyzed way so IT leaders can draw those insights from the data to create actionable information so they can actually do something with it. How do we do this? Well, we can use an analytics tool or an analytics engine to make sense of big data. So we take a step back, we have that data pyramid. So we have all that data at the bottom of the pyramid, all unstructured, all over the place, not making any sense. We can use an analysis tool to gain information from that data, start to relate and correlate the data. And as we've got the information, we can start to further dig down and pull out actionable insights. By having an analytics engine, this can help us deep dive into the data to identify any patterns or relationships to allow proactive information instead of being reactive. We can aggregate and correlate various data sets that were previously isolated to see the full impact on IT, but also how it affects the business as well. And by providing that detailed analysis with an analytics tool, we can sometimes see insights that were hidden amongst all that data and gain some new actionable insights. This enables IT leaders to optimize the factors that they control. They can decide which levers to pull by the insights they have gained and those that deliver the greatest impact. So, the Serviceware Financial Solution, it enables data transformation to create these actionable insights that I've mentioned. We can consume and transform large complex data sets across IT, but also from the business in terms of organizational structure or financials. We can provide advanced analytics and visualizations within the solution that enables data-powered decision-making. This will help identify efficiency opportunities, but also determine cost optimization strategies, which can then lead to reinvestment for growth. And finally, for 2021, my thoughts. I think data will be, 1, actionable. As I've said, a lot of the data exists as unstructured, scattered, and without meaning. An analytics engine can bring all that together so we can extract actionable data insight to help make better quality data decisions. But also, data has to be accessible. Many enterprises are going to have to start using solutions to enable these visualizations, which can tell the story. They can then also provide the deep dive analysis. But more importantly, in my opinion, is provide that predictive modeling so you can take proactive steps to avoid any serious issues or risks. All of this will make IT, but not just IT, other shared services as well, data-driven and evidence-based. And finally, next steps. If you'd like to know more or discuss this topic further, please feel free to contact me at Serviceware. My details are here, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. Thank you very much for your time.